sex educational content, fitness, health, nutrition, relationship advice, and more. Hi guys, and welcome to Garage Reviews. And with me is my dear colleague Logan, and we are here to discuss something amazing and not amazing at all. And this is the new Michael Keaton Batman.
At the same time, amazing and not amazing at all.
Yes. And I meant something totally different. I meant the previous costume of Batman, and we have to start from the beginning. So, first, guys, sorry that we are late, but now we are here and we are ready to rant about this. We wanted to do this like 2 weeks ago when this came out.
Yeah.
But we couldn't gather. But today is a national holiday here in Bulgaria, so Logan is free to be here.
To speak about Batman and his costume.
Yes, absolutely. So guys, we saw our amazing favorite YouTuber, Grace Randolph, talking about this, and we also wanted to say something, and then John Campy as well.
Because we're much smarter than them. At least one of them.
Yeah, so we, as fans of Batman since we were very, very little kids,
Felt offended?
felt shocked and offended
Shocked, okay.
by this.
By, what is it? Yeah. By this. Yeah, okay.
By that suit.
By that suit, which isn't not a suit at all, but it looks like, someone from a fire department just gave it and said, here, just wear this. No. I suppose, it could be because Batgirl has to look better in the movie than Batman.
Which
And they decided, let's give him the worst costume ever.
costume also looks very bad, but
Yeah.
at least it's not a bag of bags,
Well, yeah,
bag of trash.
This does look like something that just came out from as a costume that he wanted to wear initially, but he didn't, so he put it in the closet and said never again. But then his other costume got destroyed and he said, damn.
Yes.
I could see that happen. If that's the explanation in the movie, okay.
Indeed.
Still looks, I mean, when they said that they give us Michael Keaton Batman, I just thought that they're going to put him in his normal costume from the 1989 movie, just with some updated material so that he can actually turn his head left and out, and so that the costume does not get torn every 5 seconds. And here you go. I mean, you tell me that this is the Michael Keaton Batman, and why do you change the costume then? Why change anything at all if you're going to combine universes and things like that? Just make the same costume from better material, and here you go. Everybody loves the costume. I get that you need a different costume for every movie, but why change perfection? Someone said something.
I this. Who are you? I'm Batman.
Batman, yeah, exactly. That's it, actually. Yay. Here we go. I could see this.
I have tears in my eyes. Thanks, Ivy.
How do you always come up with those things, actually?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have vengeance. Hey, Quetzalcoatl. Sorry if I butchered that. Yeah, I'm Batman.
I think it's Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl? Oh, I can't read that.
Am I right? I have a friend with that name, by the way.
Matty has issues again with YouTube.
Again?
Use another browser? Because no one else has these issues, so it's either something from your internet provider again, or who knows, some browser extension.
Or just it's Batman who doesn't want you to see him with this thing that he's wearing.
Yes. It's probably Batman.
Could be. It's probably Batman. It's his fault. I mean, everything else is like that costume. Even the the emblem with a yellow circle, which is not originally from the comic books, by the way. Did you know that?
Oh, where is it from? From the movies?
From the first movie, they needed to use as a promotional material something that is recognizable, and you can't just use a bat. So they decided to let's give this a yellow thing around. So
The yellow thingies for the win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it became so popular that they actually used it in a comic book. So, I mean, as it's not because the guy inside the suit is too skinny, right? It's the costume.
Yeah.
I just don't know what is that. So just give him the original costume, for goodness sake. He already has a costume. You know, don't go back to the Batman Returns costume because it also wasn't good. But just make this one so that he can turn his head, and here you go.
Yes. Oh, Ivy says, "Oh, nothing fancy. I just came out of the supermarket and put what I had on. Nothing special, just the black nylon bag I used to carry my
That's it, actually.
cucumbers in.
Yeah,
Looks nice, isn't it, Alfred? Not.
I thought actually, what was the thing that this costume looked like? It's exactly those plastic bags that you used to put your trash inside or things like that, or you know, your groceries apparently. But, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I suppose Alfred was busy doing something else and he didn't have time to make a better costume. So
Yeah, he. Sorry, guys, I'm so sleepy. But yeah, I'm just having a tough being sick week. So yeah, that goes with a lot of sleepiness. So, what did I wanted to say? Yes, that this may be a stunt costume, by the way, which some people are saying that it may be. But even if it is a stunt costume, it still looks horrible.
the design is going to be the same with those strange lines and the chest piece that he has there.
Yeah.
And the belt. I mean, if you're going to use the costume with the yellow emblem, you should make the belt again yellow so that you have more contrast in things. Otherwise, you have this, target on his chest that everybody can shoot at. Which, in the comic book, he said that's why it's yellow. In one of the comic books, yeah, he said that's why I have it there so that people can shoot me always there.
Ah.
Yeah, and it's actually a armored piece inside. But yeah, remember when we did a Bulgarian video about our top 10 movie costumes?
Of
Batman?
course.
Yeah, this was going to be not inside. So, I
It's gonna be the
still,
last costume ever.
I mean, even we are days away from seeing the Batman, but even that costume looks better than this here.
I mean, the Batman's costume is not
The
really,
Batman's, yeah.
really bad. There's some
Yeah.
things about it that I don't like, but
Maybe when we see it in motion, in full motion, we'll see. But for now, it looks better than this thing over here. So,
Yeah.
to me, still Ben Affleck's costume is the best Batman costume. And Grace Randolph said that, she said, that this thing
This is
here looks
better.
more intimidating.
intimidating.
Yes, because it can kill me of laughter. I mean, it is pretty intimidating.
Yeah, it can kill you with the horrible design. 100%.
I don't know why they have to change it. This is like when they make the remake of RoboCop and they change the design of RoboCop and they said, okay, perfect. Why did you make it black? Everything was great before that.
Do you look like the stealth plane?
Okay. RoboCop is not supposed to be stealthy, but okay. But otherwise, the design was really great that they gave it in the movie and then they make it black. This here is kind of the same thing. You have already perfect thing with the old costume and then you decide, nah, let's put some lines and let's look as if the guy there has a black hole instead of stomach. And
Yeah.
even if it's a stunt costume, it's still not an excuse because in the old movie again they had a stunt costume that was the same costume that they used. They actually made 50 or something around that because the material was pretty easy to torn apart. That's why he couldn't do all the other movements. They had 3 guys inside the costume, Keaton for his scenes, a belly dancer, and that's serious, guys. A belly dancer also for the scenes where he has to actually, walk upstairs and do more dance-like movements because the belly dancer apparently will know how to move in that rubber costume. And then the stunt guy, of course, for the fighting scenes. So even if it's stunt costume, it's not an excuse to look like that. I don't know what scenes he's going to be and for how long, but just give him a
It
good
doesn't
costume.
matter, it's still horrible.
Yeah.
So you have to also, see the other picture that's from the front, and you can see how the the chest is very like separated. Looks like a woman's, breast almost, like mixed with men boobs or something. It's ridiculous, and there's like a pattern for abs, but it's still like extremely loose. Just like if someone is trying to make a cosplay and they haven't fitted the costume yet, and they just made the texture, but that's it, and just put it on. And now is the time where you take the extra from the fabric or leather or whatever, and you try to fit it in, but they never did. So it just so so it was left the way it was, and same goes for the pants, and even the cape is absolutely horrible with, you know, like what is this, like thorn? Here's
Yeah.
like thorn on the shoulders, and I think that guy that is with John Campia, the Spider-Man guy that is talking in the studio with him. What was his name?
Ah, you mean the one that has Spider-Man on his
Yes,
microphone? Ray.
yeah.
Uh,
He was like, he has such a broad shoulders, and I'm like, have you seen broad shoulders? Have you seen the previous costume? Have you seen any broad shoulders Batman? Like Ben Affleck comes to
Yeah,
mind, because he's the biggest Batman,
these were broad shoulders.
and even Robert Pattinson now
Yeah.
has pretty broad shoulders. That's the opposite of this.
And also, the
It is narrow as hell.
the six pack or whatever pack he's supposed to have there because of the costume. In the old costume, he actually, Keaton doesn't have that. Right? But the costume made it to look like that because this was actually the armor piece that he has there. So if this guy doesn't have an armor piece there, why do you even make it to look like like muscles?
Well, here is
I mean,
the
yeah,
original,
here you go.
and that is only one. There's two original costumes from the Keaton movies. This was the first, I think, from the '89 Batman,
Yeah, and
and
then
that's the better one.
then the one from Batman Returns.
Yeah, which is the worse, a lot worse than this, because it doesn't have like really abs. It has a pattern of abs, but doesn't it doesn't look like abs. It's just like lines, and the cape is looking like a clown cape because of the
Yeah.
of this design with pointy something. It's hard to explain, but yeah. And then his shoulders do not look broad at all. They look like squeezed and narrow. So I don't like the other costume, but this is the original first on-screen rubbery costume, and it's awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, the rubber is dated because it doesn't have any texture to it or anything, but the design is good on its own. It just has to be a bit
Yeah.
more modernized in terms of how it
Exactly.
looks. I mean, the rubber, how that looks, and to not make such sharp edges, let's say, on the head, and just make it a bit more like less, you know, it looks kind of like big, and
Yeah, because it was one piece that actually the head fits inside.
yeah, I mean they can
Yeah.
change some things, but like if they keep the chest and the abs and the muscle definition overall, the structure, he looks exactly like Batman is supposed to be looking
Yeah.
like. I mean, they can change even the belt if they don't want it to be yellow, but other than that, they don't
You can always
really
change the
need to
design,
touch
yes.
much. So this is a lot better than what we have here. Like ridiculous.
Yeah,
Okay,
everything is so baggy as if he comes from a rap convention or something like.
yeah, I mean the cowl is okay, like a
Let's say that this is
modernized
actually
version.
the best piece in the costume. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
they made it to look like as if he can move his head actually. So yeah, that's what I meant. I mean, modernize it so that the guy in the costume can actually move because Keaton really couldn't move forward, except the belly dancer, But all the other scenes were from other people inside. So just modernize it, make it cool, or you can't make it like the Ben Affleck costume. Then just use what you already have. I think they changed in the Batmobile or something. Which, again, oh my god.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is so much better, the old costume, and Let me check some of the comments. So, well, Alex, I mean, to us, Ben Affleck's Batman is great. We loved Ben Affleck's
Yeah.
Batman. So that's maybe just a matter of taste, but um, he is a great older experience Batman. His costumes, because there are actually
This
several,
costume is the best on-screen thing
they're
actually of it.
they're exactly how it should be.
Yeah.
If you take this Batman and he's supposed to be portraying,
Hmm.
so there's that. Um, Batman Returns, I still like to see it. You haven't seen it? Well, Batman Returns.
Well, I mean, it's a good movie again, but it's more like a Tim Burton movie with Batman inside. If this means anything to you, and it's really that actually. I mean, when they wanted to do a second one and they call back Michael Keaton, he initially didn't want to do it because he's not a director who sticks on things like that, you know, like franchises. But they told him, okay, just do whatever movie you like, do it your movie, and he
Yeah.
did it. Yeah, and that's why it's a Tim Burton movie
Yeah.
with Batman inside. I like it, you know, because it's one of the earliest movie. Actually, Batman Returns, the comic book adaptation of the movie, was the very first comic book with superhero that I have ever read. Or
Oh.
people read to me, my father, because I couldn't read back then. But I look at the pictures every day. So they were pretty and everything.
And
They
you
look
have
like
so
the
many
actors.
Batman figures.
Of course, of course. I don't have one of the costume with from Batman Returns though, but I think there isn't one made. I mean, probably there are hot toys and things like that, but too rich for my blood. Anyway,
Yes.
but yeah, it's a good movie. And it's okay. Cheesy, but it's a Tim Burton movie. And the costume inside is not good, but it looks way better than the Amazing Batman over there. Yeah. So
Yeah, and hi, just Nova. Okay, let me see what we missed real quick. If it's anything interesting there, and thank you, dear Clayton, for the help in the comments. That is interesting. Each costume is being used like crazy. Then, yeah,
in
they
the
always
first
have a
movie,
few.
they always have
Anyway.
a few. But for the first movie, they really had around 50 or something like that. Yeah, because it really was very fragile in that
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Well, now they have so many other fabrics than even cosplayers can get their
Hmm.
hands on these days. And foam, I mean, the foam.
I bet that some of them can make a better version of that there. So.
Oh, I'm sure someone has. There's this guy that I'm watching cosplay, Chris, on YouTube. He just made the Batman suit from the new movie. It looks amazing, and he shows the whole process. So yeah, you can always check cosplay Chris, and he also did Ben Affleck's
Oh yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah.
costumes, at least one of them. Yeah,
Did he did he do a Keaton
Keaton, I have
costume?
no idea.
Mm.
Keaton.
Would be interesting if
Mm.
he
Yeah,
does this.
just Noah. You're definitely not the only one.
Yeah, you're not the only
When
one. Yeah.
I heard that John Campy and Grace are praising the costume and say, and they are not usually agreeing with each other, but now they do, and I'm like, why are you saying? Are you seeing the same costume that I'm seeing? I mean, this is the bag,
And usually
a
Campy
garbage
actually
bag on him.
doesn't have opinion about costume if it's a set photo. He always says it's just a set photo. I wait for the real photos, but now he likes it all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I'm sure that actually they're trying to, if that's really the costume, I'm, let's say 90% sure that they want Batman to look not as good as Batgirl in the movie, because she will be the main character.
Although her costume is also very bad. Very bad.
Yes. So,
It's not baggy, but
and
it's
they
very
decided, let's
bad.
make something worse than this so people don't pay attention, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody will talk about Batman's shitty costume, not about Batgirl's costume. And here we go.
Yeah, the new suit looks like he's wearing a football gear. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can say that.
yeah. Maybe at old age Bruce Wayne decided to become a football player.
Mm. Ben
Yeah,
Affleck was Daredevil. I don't see how that's relevant.
he was. And his costume looked, again, way better than
Way
this here.
better.
Yes.
Yeah, Daredevil's costume was good for the times. It was leather.
Times, yes. You know, this kid actually reminds me of X-Men movie costume. You know, these leathery things that you just put on yourself with a cape.
X-Men costume?
The X-Men costumes, you know, from the movies. These
Mhm.
black leather costumes that they had.
Uh-huh.
in the original movies, because some of them actually looked baggy like that, especially the Cyclops costume, because James Marsden, yes, was kind of skinny for the costume. So it looks as if like he said, Batman, just take this and now put a cape and cowl on it. And here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was
And
like,
that's it.
oh, okay, now I can just
Yeah. Can
walk
I
in
call myself
this.
X-Men now? No, you're still Batman, who looks like a bag.
Yeah, a garbage bag. Amazing. The first live action movie, it did look like that. At the first X-Men, I'm not sure what
Probably.
I stretched.
Maybe something earlier that he said.
But I'm not sure, Alex, if that is wokeness now, or design stupidity, or somebody slept on the job. Who the heck designed this? I mean, any cosplayer that is good enough to, make a living out of cosplaying is gonna design a lot better costume than this. Yeah, yeah, I like Wonder Woman a lot. I mean, she's my favorite female superhero. So yeah. And the Blu-ray of the first movie is like on my shelf next to the figures.
Good thing that they can't mess up her costume. Although, you never know.
They can always dress her head to toe.
Yeah, they can always give her pants and jacket like in the comic books in the 90s. And they actually
Yes.
gave her pants and jackets.
Horrible. Horrible. Like, who wants that? She's a warrior. From Themyscira, she doesn't know what pants are.
Well, who wants and this from Batman? But here we go. No, let's really hope that it's actually going to look a bit better in motion, or if we are loud enough, like with what happened with Sonic's design, maybe they'll hear us and say, okay, let's put the original back.
Well, I heard that Robert Pattinson, when he got to audition for the Batman role, they got him into the original, I mean, that maybe, or to the other Michael Keaton's costume. And it was literally like the original because it was cracking all over the place. Because it was foam. And I was like, foam? This should be rubber? But anyway, it was allegedly the same costume and allegedly was falling apart. But, okay. Robert Pattinson was too skinny for it anyway.
Yeah. At least they didn't put him in the Bale costume.
But I mean, logically, it should be something. Of these costumes, or maybe just the top part, because, Pattinson is 6 foot, what?
Probably some parts, I think they always keep the cowl or things like that. You know that actually the cowl you can buy. And,
From where?
I think from them.
Replica?
More replicas or things like that, yeah. Because I remember how there was a fan movie called The Black Bat Guys, here we go again, is an original pulp comic book character that was created some years before Batman, and there are very similarities, really much similarities between the two of them, and some stories. Like for example, he's an attorney in his real life who actually get a bit disfigured from a guy who puts acid into his face, like Two-Face. So he has a costume that he kind of looks like a bat, just it's a black cowl with no ears on it. But his gauntlets actually have those three things over here. That's the only thing that the creators of Batman actually said. Yes, we took that from the Black Bat, but for everything else they deny it. Although both of them were actually, and people and their friends even knew this, that they were avid readers of pulp comic books. And they were 17 or 18, so there was no way for them to miss who Black Bat is. Anyway, so there were people who actually made a fan movie about Black Bat, And they use the same cowl. I think they said that they bought the cowl or replica of the cowl from the first movie, and they just cut the ears away to have basically the costume of the Black Bat, which is a normal costume, black costume with a mask. But good idea, good idea to use it. So here you go. How again you can do something really original, and not the Amazing Bagman. The Amazing Bagman is actually a name of Spider-Man, but we're going to use it for this one now.
The Amazing Bag Man. The bag.
The Bag, yes. The Bagman, which we're going to watch on Saturday, but still,
Yes.
but not this one. So yeah, I mean, I really don't know. Why don't you use the original thing? Just tell me, Warner Brothers or whoever has done those things. Just tell me.
Yes. Please tell us why this is so dumb.
Yeah. In the comments, Warner Brothers, tell us. Really.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you going to show that costume?
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Okay, I have here a picture of the second Michael Keaton costume from the second movie, which I don't like because it's hideous.
The costume or the movie?
The costume.
Okay.
Because it's very, very bad compared to this first costume that you see down there. I don't know why they had to ruin this.
Tim Burton. The answer is Tim Burton.
Ah!
Yes. The design is his. He did most of the designs of how the characters would look like. That's why actually, if you see the sketches of the penguin, this is how Tim Burton draws. With the circles around the eyes, and they look all depressed and things like that. He did the designs of those things, so it's his fault.
Jesus, Tim Burton.
Once again. He did a great movie though, but yeah, that with the design, I don't know why.
Then he should not design things.
I think he said that he wanted to feel more in line, like with the city and things like that, and with a Catwoman's costume or something like that.
Okay, here it is. So this is the second movie that we're talking about, the Tim Burton design. So as you can see, he has horrible flat-chested with huge gap here. And his abs, like I've said before, are not really abs. They're just like lines that form something of an abs. And yeah, well, the cow is better.
The cow is better, yes.
But just the chest and the whole body are just
He looks like the front part of his car.
Yeah. And the shoulders are really narrow, but I can't show that here. Yeah, I don't know why they had to ruin the design. I mean,
Because
this
Tim
down
Burton,
there
yeah.
is perfect.
Yeah.
This, no.
It's again because of that notion that for every movie you need a different costume,
But you don't.
but you don't actually. Yeah. You just update the material. The costume from Batman Forever was also okay looking. I mean, better than Batman Returns and
All the
this
costumes.
thing there.
Val Kilmer's costumes were better
Yeah,
than these
they were great,
costumes.
and they had no nipples.
Yes, well, this also doesn't have nipples, but that doesn't
Yeah,
make
but
it.
this doesn't have a stomach also. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, up close it's even worse. Especially how flat it is. So flat.
It kind of again reminds me of the costume of the Flash in the TV show, but the first one, which again looked baggy, but still a bit better because it's still, the guy inside was kind of skinny, and the costume also was baggy, but for a skinny person who
Yeah.
is supposed to be running. And I mean, if I see this Batman and he's supposed to be intimidating, I don't know how he's going to have that effect on me.
Yeah, how is this
It's
intimidating?
intimidatingly bad. Bad man. So
Yeah.
probably that's it.
Intimidatingly bad. Oh. Okay, so I wanted to show you this pic. You can see the new costume from the front as well, and even how more worse it is. So, wait a second, I'm trying to put one before the other, and so on. Okay, so Can you see this chest? Like, who came up with this and with the narrow shoulders and how it attaches to the logo is hideously bad. Hideously bad.
It looks like one of these old action figures that you have to put the head on it, and then it looks as if you put the head on the figure because it actually is going to disattach or something like that.
Yeah.
Boy, the action figure of that costume would look bad.
Yes,
Make one,
very.
if they ever make one.
Yeah, very much so. So yeah, I've never seen such a cowl with cape alignment or design, but it is the worst thing I can imagine. I mean, even as a kid, I would not draw anything like this.
No.
It's so ugly. As any designer would probably agree, except the designer that made this. Hi, Chris. A trash bag, yes, this is Bagman.
Yeah, exactly. This
Like
is
Ivy said, this is Bagman.
Bagman. You already have a name for it.
Well, us 100, sorry, not 100, 888 and 209 fast. I'm just gonna call you US 88 for short. My apologies, but yeah, it's very long to say. I don't know about the masses, but
Fans care.
yeah,
Yes.
I mean, you have to be blind to not see that this is a bad design. I don't know what to tell you.
It's actually that because it's a bad design, not that we care so much about. Oh, it's a new costume. I think no.
I mean,
if you
love
give
new
me a good
costumes,
costume,
actually.
you
Any
know,
day.
I mean, when they gave the Ben Affleck costume, I was finally, yay. I mean, I like all the other except Christian Bale's costume. But but when I saw the costume, I said, "Great, that's it." So now, would I like to see another? Yeah, they made another things like that. I mean, in Justice League, the costume was different, in the end with the armor and everything else. And even in the beginning, it had some different wigs around. But still, you make great costumes. You just update a bit, and that's it. But here the thing is that you tell me that this is going to be Michael Keaton Batman. You don't tell me this is a different Batman. Played by Michael. You tell me this is his Batman. I mean, that's what they say, right?
Yeah,
So,
it is.
well, just keep the costume. Update the material, keep the costume.
Yeah, and
Here
how
you
is
go.
he supposed to lift his arms in this cowl that looks like hard as a brick? I mean, how is that supposed to be moving?
Probably it's not supposed to be.
I mean, me as if I am a designer of any costume, let's say, and they give me the task, you make the new Batman costume. It is my duty as a designer to make the best possible costume and to honor the character and not totally disrespect the character with the worst possible design that I just pull out of my ass. Yeah, I mean, this is what you would do if you don't care about the character and you don't understand who Batman is and you
Yeah.
don't understand that he has to have a very good functioning, cool looking, intimidating costume. Because if I was a villain and I'm looking at that, I was going to be like, "Ooh, what? Ha ha ha!
Yeah.
Are you crazy? Is this sold in the Looneyville somewhere in Arkham Asylum's Joker's sale or something? Like a special shop for villains, and they're trying to make Batman seem like a douche with the bag costume. So
Therefore, a dude.
yeah, if I was trying to, make fun of Batman, I would probably make him look like this. So some villains that never seen him live would be like, oh, this guy looks awful. I'm not intimidated by him. What a costume! What an idiot to wear a trash bag
I
on
mean,
him.
especially maybe they had again the thinking of let's make his costume look practical. How is this practical?
It is still
I
not.
mean, and why does it have to be practical? I mean, a Ben Affleck costume would look amazing, and it was not grounded in reality or anything like that. No, Robert Pattinson's costume doesn't look practical either.
Yeah.
And his movie is supposed to be realistic, we'll see. But yeah, I mean,
Where is realistic? What is realistic really?
in a guy who dresses up like a bat, I don't know.
I mean, yeah. Oh, just Nova, thank you so much.
Amen, great.
At any angle or close up, the new costume just looks uh, impractical and just silly. Not intimidating at all. Hope is not the only suit with
Yeah.
thank you, just know it, thank you. Yeah, I mean, you saying what we're saying.
Really.
There is a slight chance that if this is, you know, what's this?
Stunt costume.
Yeah, a stunt costume, that the not stunt costume will look a bit more fit. But even so, we still have the cowl, which is probably gonna be the same, and the chest, which is still looking like a plastic bra. And yeah, the abs are still like drawn
Yeah.
over
And
over
these
the leather.
strange lines that you have around it. I mean, I get that they probably also try to make something more comfortable for Michael Keaton to wear because he's 70-ish. Let's 70, okay.
Yeah.
Now, you can still make the original costume with comfortable material for his enjoyment and ours. For everyone's enjoyment. Thank you. Now, and after that, you can take my money at the cinema because now you kind of don't want my money, okay?
Well, he was. If anyone watched his latest movie, which is the one with Nikita, sorry, Maggie Q. I really love Maggie Q. He is still 70 there, maybe he's 68 there, okay. And he's kicking ass, taking names, and even sleeping with her. Spoilers.
Wow. Well, it's Michael Keaton after
That was
all.
a bit shocking to me, very. But he can pull off every scene that he's in, and you can see that that is him and not a stunt double that is performing the particular moves, and he moves great, and he is showing a lot of confidence in his every move. I mean, he literally does not move as an old person, not even a little bit. So yeah, I admire him. I mean, I see
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves move as an old person these days a lot, and it's obvious. Compared to Michael Keaton, Keanu Reeves is pretty wooden at the moment. I mean, you can see how he's doing things like.
What happens with I know Kung Fu?
I'm sorry about this
Kung Fu's
impression.
supposed to make you, you know.
I wanted to, yeah, forget what I meant, but
It was great actually, like Mr. Robot. Domo arigato.
yeah, but the movie is that, I mean, this movie with Mike is not the best, but but yeah, if you want to see action role with Michael Keaton, I mean, his latest one, he's a badass, smooth talker, and pretty intimidating guy, actually. Yeah.
So here you
I'm
go,
impressed.
yes. Now just give him a good costume and that's it. I want you to read what Ivy wrote actually because
Okay. First, Lobo, you got me live. I'm so happy. Wishing that you feel better soon. Yes, thank you. I hope so too. Also, the suit looks weird for me. I need to look at more, but I still favor the 1989 suit. Yes, which is the first one.
yeah.
Not this, the first one. Plastic bra, I'm dead. What I
It is
said.
what it is, yes. No, it was no, yes. Well, he sure does have the look of.
Where he sure does have the look of Robin. Did you throw the leftover pizza? Answer me, Robin. We'll starve now, and then who will have the last laugh with Joker?
Really, really good. I mean, I can see how he said it with the Christian Bale voice, you know. What is actually? What is the pizza?
Yes, say it with that voice.
With that voice.
Yes.
Which one? Everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see if. Robin, did you throw the leftover pizza? I'm going to get cancer after that. Ow. How did he do it?
Answer me, Robin. Oh, Jesus.
At least Michael Keaton is not going to do a voice like that, so.
Or this one. Robin to Batman. Hey, Batman, I told you to throw out the trash, not wear it.
He did exactly that, yeah. We did. Because that's the trash bag costume. I mean, I'm beginning to understand why in the world actually there are people who like the Adam West costume from the 1966 show. They saw this into the future and they said, yeah, we have good costume.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or
We're
this
not going
not
to show
gonna
that
fit
costume.
our times.
No.
So we're going to use this one that is just a piece of fabric.
Uh,
And Angry Joe can wear it too.
yeah.
And do this.
You know, there was actually a movie about Adam West and Burt Ward, I think, was the guy who played Robin there, with them inside, like all guys, and it was about that somebody, I think, it was stole that costume of Batman, and they had to figure out who it is. But during their journey, they were actually remembering how and the show started and how they casted them. So it was kind of like a biopic, but with comedic elements. And the guy who played the young Adam West was buff, of course, which Adam West never was, except in the cartoons of Johnny Bravo. But when he goes to the casting and they put him on a costume, he actually looks good in the costume because it's filled with muscles. And you say, Adam West, you bastard, why didn't you train? You know, so yeah, like this guy who plays you in the movie. So yeah, so even that costume actually looked okay. This thing there, I mean, maybe if you fill out this void there with meatballs or something, I don't know.
With meatballs.
With meatballs, so that he actually has a stomach or something.
He's gonna have a gut then. It's gonna be
Well,
fat
by
man.
by that point, anything would be better than this. So.
Fat
The
man.
amazing fat bag man.
A fat bag man. Fat bag man. On a t-shirt with this picture. With these two pictures.
Yeah, we can make one with this picture and to say this is how not to do a Batman costume.
Yeah.
But we see actually when the movie is here. Is he supposed to wear the same thing in the Flashpoint movie?
It's exactly what I just thought.
Yeah, okay.
Stop reading my thoughts.
This is called telepathy, apparently.
Yes.
So yeah, I've learned from Professor Lex.
Okay.
And then, yes. So is he supposed to wear that? If yes, then why? Why? Is it because of Buddy Allen? Did he mess up things again, right?
Yes, when he traveled
Of
back
course.
in time,
Yeah.
it was so fast that this Batman suit got loose.
Aha, okay.
Yeah.
So damn you, Buddy. I would say something else that they tell you in the Peacemaker show, but we can't on YouTube, so yeah. So damn you, Buddy. Just thought it's because of that, you know, he traveled and then all the costumes change. Even his costume is changed.
He has two, there are two berries.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah,
I
at least
forgot
two that we know of. Oh, and don't forget the Supergirl's costume there is horrible and hideous too.
Yeah. I mean, I want to poke my ass after I saw that costume.
Yeah.
And it's not based, I mean, it's supposed to be, I think, a different Supergirl from a different universe, like she is in the comic books, but her costume, of course, looks better because comic books. And sometimes I think, why don't you take the guys who draw the costumes in the comic books to do your design, or at least people who are fans of that or something?
Yeah.
Not just a designer, and you know you're going to design the Batman suit, and he doesn't know who Batman is, and just design something there.
You know that moment is in Spider-Man, like previous Spider-Man, previous or the first Tom Holland Spider-Man, where he gets, he
When he puts on the costume and it's baggy and he presses the button.
and gets fit. Yeah. Well, he shouldn't have pressed the button.
Yeah,
Apparently, he doesn't need to.
because now there is a new fashion around superheroes. You're supposed to be baggy, like, you know, lab clothing in early 2000, which everything was baggy. Even I had baggy pants back then.
Amazing.
Because it was the fashion. There were no normal pants actually.
But now I can just say that I'm Harley Quinn just because this blouse.
Yeah.
Just because this shirt.
But why don't you have a baggy shirt? Is the you see?
Well,
it's the fashion.
It is tightly not baggy.
As it should be. You know,
it's not tight, but it's not baggy.
To be fair, maybe this Batman has the same feature like Tom Holland's costume. Maybe he'll press a button and everything will fit.
Yeah, like the logo here.
So this makes me even more afraid, actually, if they ever make a Batman Beyond costume, it's not going to be a sleek and, skinny costume like in the cartoon. It's going to be baggy costume. Because,
no!
You know.
They should fire the designer for the Flash move in the Batwoman show. Yeah, horrible both.
Yeah.
I'm really worried if this gonna be in a movie costume because Jesus. Imagine how he's moving and there's like wrinkles around
Yeah.
his.
Oh no. No.
Okay.
No, I mean it's not supposed to be like a motorbike suit or something. This is not X-Men. I always say it's not X-Men, please.
But even X-Men, they had like jacket types of
Mhm.
costumes, so it was supposed to be this way.
Yeah.
They had pants, like
Except Cyclops, he was clean.
pants.
His costume was, as I said.
Uh-huh.
Even Daredevil's costume was great. It was again like with like a motorbike jacket and the leather.
Yeah, I mean,
Great, practical, functional.
it never
It
looked
fits.
weird because it was obvious that those costumes were not supposed to be, skin tight like other superhero costumes that are typically designed with muscles. And they're supposed to be skin tight, but not theirs. So it was never weird looking. But it's supposed to be skin tight, and it's not.
And it's not. I mean, he already did this. Don't know how many years ago in 1989 to be in a costume like that. So I think that Michael Keaton wouldn't have any problem to be in that costume again, especially when you updated it. So I mean, just more comfortable material for him. Apparently, he's still a badass because he has an action alone. I didn't know that, by the way.
Yeah.
Have to watch that movie then. So yeah, he had action alone before, actually. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Nice.
he's played in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
He never
So-
stopped. But that's the latest one, and it's an action role, so yeah. And I didn't know actually that he is short, but now I know.
Yeah.
He's the shortest Batman ever.
As they call him, the Hyde brother of Tom Cruise.
The Hyde brother of Tom Cruise. Yeah, I mean, Ben Affleck's Batman is like one head above him, at least.
Yeah, but people complained about that too. Anyway.
Well, Batman's
And
supposed to be
still-
very big and intimidating. And Robert
Well,
Pattinson is
we
very
did a
tall.
video about that. You remember the comments?
Oh,
So not everybody thinks like that, apparently.
they think that Batman should be short?
No, that he's not supposed to be so muscular or things like that.
He
is kind of. I always say to people, now let's open a comic book.
Yeah.
And yes, and then we open it, and then they shut up. But okay.
Yeah, see how Batman is there because he's basically
Yeah.
Batmaning since he was a teen
Yeah.
and training like crazy since he was a little kid.
Yeah. Maybe maybe that's why he never eats what Alfred prepares now. It's just a thought now, but because he actually wants to eat healthy, he needs to.
Alfred doesn't prepare what he wants.
Well, I remember how he gave him some, soup and things like that, and I said,
Soup for muscle building?
"Oh, it's Alfred," So
Okay, Alfred should be taught how
now
to prepare.
maybe at least
Only the
Alfred's costume is going to be to look better in the movie if Alfred is there. So
Yeah.
and another thing, as we say, so now this Batgirl movie was supposed to be in what universe? Because Gordon is played by forgot his name, J.K. Simmons,
Yes.
who was Gordon in the Snyderverse. So Buddy messes up things so bad that he messes up both costume and the Batman is a different Batman now. I mean the old Batman, not Ben Affleck Batman now.
I'm not sure, but if it's taking place after the Flash messes up everything, then why not?
Yeah.
It could be the same guy or another version of him. It
Okay.
doesn't really matter. I mean, they're not
Doesn't matter,
in
yeah.
it.
I mean, what matters is that we have this costume there now. Although, as I said, if we're loud enough, maybe they'll change it. But apparently they won't because, people like John Campy and Grace.
They're
I
like,
like it.
this is amazing. And I'm like,
Yes.
are we seeing this? Are we seeing the same thing? This is amazing.
Yeah.
Plastic bra?
Is there anyone who thinks that that's
Garbage
amazing actually?
bag?
Except then, yeah. I mean,
Bagman? Fat
yeah.
Bagman? Bagman fat? Okay, a lot.
Man fat, yeah. Man fat. It is man fat. So.
Okay. So we're going to see the Batman this Saturday, but we cannot make the review instantly. And the movie's gonna be. I mean, it's so.
3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours, and yeah, Logan has to go. It's gonna be late, and then I have to go. So we are going to try on Monday to do the review properly
Yes, with no
here and
shopping center sounds.
yeah. So it's better to do it here and be late with 2 days rather than trying to do some acrobatics at the mall. And yeah, like I said, there's really no time. So let me see your comments real quick. Maybe Batman was trying to be 90s with baggy suits. Well, even in the 90s, they knew better.
Yeah.
Oh, you remind me of those days, Logan, when every one of us walked wearing sweatpants.
Amazing
Pajamas.
times, right? Amazing times. Just
Joker, hey Betsy, you need to go back to your cave and iron your suit. Yeah.
boy, I'll say, and his head, if he decided to wear this. Yeah.
His head is. Alfred was always there with healthy soup. Soup is good at all, but still, if
Except in
he's...
Batman Returns when he gave him something that was cold.
Yeah, but if he eats
was
only
also
soup,
good.
he will never gain that muscle anyway. The Batman costume is still pretty funny considering it does what it is supposed to do, whatever that is. It's still pretty funny. It's not supposed to be funny, not even a little bit. It's Batman. It's supposed to be intimidating. And you're definitely not intimidating anyone when you have a ton of what is that, leather fabric or whatever, crunching in your ab area and your pants also, and all of those things. So I mean, but that logic, you can say that he can wear absolutely anything and just put the belt on him with the doodads in it and just pull things out of there. You know, he's not the hero Gotham deserves, but he's the back she needs. She made hopefully lot of shopping, you see, and yeah, helpful.
That's it. We have our helpful Batman, yeah.
He can put groceries in his plastic bra, like from here, like putting this chest piece and
Yeah, now
putting
let's see
in
where
it.
did I put the milk.
I mean, it literally looks like you can carry a lot in these.
Yeah.
In his,
Maybe Batman wanted to actually get in touch with his feminine side, so he decided, what if I put a plastic bra on my costume now?
Yeah.
I just did my William Shatner impersonation.
Criminals.
What if I put my plastic bag?
Criminals will be very intimidated.
Sure,
and
sure.
they're going to die laughing.
Die laughing, yes, that's it. Laugh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. We finally, after 50 years movies with Batman, we finally made a laughing stock out of him. Not even Batman and Robin did this. At least the costume there looked also good, minus the nipples. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Can you imagine Batman and Robin from the old movies looking at this costume and be like, we may have nipples, but this is hideous. I mean, their costume had very good sculpture.
Yeah.
Very good body sculpture.
Because say what you want about Joel Schumacher, who is actually a great director. Just people remember that he made only this movie, but it's not true. But he knows how to design those things also, design-wise, like specifically male figures. So
yeah.
Even the action figures of Batman and Robin were cool. I had some of them back in the days. Yes, I had a Robin, and he looks cool.
Yeah.
So
pretty good. But Alfred, what about my games? Yeah.
Well, now Alfred was not taught to cook about like that, so.
I think you got the right idea about the suit. The Bagman.
The Bagman.
Yes. Okay, guys.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. So today is Thursday.
Yeah.
Yes. So guys, we're gonna go for tonight. Hopefully we can see each other tomorrow. like I said, gonna see the movie on Saturday and review it on Monday, God willing. Hope it's good.
Yeah,
Because 3
that's good.
hours.
Yes, 3 hours.
Okay, guys, I love ya. I hope that you had a ton of fun with us, and I hope that you enjoyed. Thanks very much to Just Noah for the super chat. And with that being said, guys, till next time with me, Gary Reviews, and Logan. Bye.